And this is going to move in front of my face at some point.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Jaclyn, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of my favorite makeup products from 2018. If you're interested to see the products that I love this year and that I'm definitely going to be using a lot of next year, then just keep watching. My first product that I've been wanting to try for a while and I just kept forgetting about it is the L'Oreal Infallible Mattifying Primer. I will never not use this primer ever again. Even if I use different primer, I will mix this in, because my foundation, no matter what foundation I have on, it automatically makes it last longer. And like, I tested it with different foundations. I was like, oh, maybe it's just the foundation, but it's the primer, and I will never not use it. This is amazing. And then I also use the Maybelline Master Prime, the Blur and Smooth primer. I mix these together, but I use this all the time. Like, this is my go-to primer because it does like really like smooth my pores. It's insane. So mixing these together, my face is smooth and matte. It's yes. Next, I have foundations. So I feel like 2018 was like the year for drugstore foundations. There were so many really good ones. I'll start with this one. So this is the Maybelline Superstay foundation. It's supposed to last for up to 24 hours. I love the finish of this foundation. It just makes my skin look flawless, and my skin is not flawless. Overall, I just love the finish of this foundation. It's so nice, and I highly recommend you try it if you haven't already. So this is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. It's also supposed to last up for 24 hours. It has a matte finish. I also love this foundation, and these foundations mixed together, that's where it's at. This foundation, it does last a very long time. This past semester, my schedule was so weird. My makeup was on from 7:30 in the morning, or 8 o'clock in the morning, to like 8:30, 9 o'clock when I get home. And I was like barely oily. Yes. It was this mixed with the matte lock primer. Godsend. However, the reason why I don't love it more than the Superstay is because I like the finish of the Superstay better. The Superstay really does make my skin look flawless. Next, I'll do the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So I've been wanting to try this foundation for a while, and I just kept forgetting. And I bought it a few months ago and bought the right shade. And then when I went to repurchase it, I bought the wrong shade, but I didn't realize I bought the wrong shade because I didn't use it right away. But it's fine. I just lighten it. It's like too red, so I just lighten it a little bit. So it's not a big deal. But I love the finish of this foundation on my skin as well, and I don't have to build it up too much. It gives me that like skin-like finish that like a lot of the time a full coverage foundation doesn't give you. And because even though I like full coverage foundation, it's still my everyday foundation, so I would like it to look not necessarily natural, because if you know me, you know my skin doesn't look like this. Overall, I like how this foundation sits on my skin, and if I had purchased it in the right shade, I'd wear it a lot more often. But because I got the wrong shade, I just have other ones I gravitate to. But once again, it's not that hard to just mix a pump of a lighter foundation in it and then be okay. So there's that. The last one I'm going to talk about is the foundation that I am wearing right now. And this is their Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and I'm in the shade F13. The only downside about this foundation is their shade range, because I was watching Casey Holmes. I was watching her like 2019 or 2018 favorites, and she loved this foundation too, and she has it in F12. She is way lighter than me. She said that she mixes F12 and F8. I don't know why she wouldn't just buy like F10 or something like that. But she said that if she's tan, she uses F12. If she's not, she uses F8. F12 is the shade right before this. And this is my perfect shade. This matches my skin perfectly. That's the other than that, this foundation, and it lasts all day. I've been wearing this foundation every day for the past 2 or 3 weeks maybe. And I got it like when it first came out, and I used it like once or twice. I was like, oh, this is pretty, and then I bought the wrong shade in something, and I never got a chance to exchange it. And so I was like, oh, well, I remember this matching pretty well, so let me just wear this. And I fell in love. My skin looks so smooth, and this foundation is where it's at. Next, we're going to talk about concealers. I have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealer. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's better than Shape Tape, blah, blah, blah. It kind of is. I don't know if like, I don't know. Shape Tape is like weird for me, because it's like really good, but then sometimes it's like not for me. And like in pictures, it makes my skin look, like my under eyes look really good, but in person, I just don't really see, I don't know. I don't really see it. But this, I like it in pictures and in person. That's how you know it's good. Overall, very, very good concealer that I used a lot of. I have a ton of empties, I'm pretty sure. I also want to do a 2018 empties video. So maybe be on the lookout for that. I don't know. We'll see how far we get. But I'm for sure going to do a skin and hair care video. Those are going to be mixed into one, because I don't really have as many products as I do for this. But stay tuned for that. That's coming soon as well. Hopefully it's the video after this one. We'll see. Next concealer is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one is the wrong shade. It's not the wrong shade. I use my concealer that I use, you know how you're supposed to use like 1 or 2 shades lighter than like your skin tone to like highlight your under eyes? You know, I use like 6 or 7 shades lighter. But this one's like really, really light, so I can use it in a pinch, but I use this one to clean up my eyebrows and sometimes prime my eyelids if I don't feel like using an eyeshadow primer. That concealer I really like because it is very full coverage. And I don't know, I just like the way it looks. I don't know, there's nothing else I can say. I just like the way it looks. Next, I have the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. And this is in the shade Caramel. So I don't really get this necessarily for the coverage, because I don't think it's very full coverage. Although thinking about it, it does look good in pictures, I will say. But I just more so like this for the shade. This is in caramel, whatever. And it's like a really nice, like, deep honey kind of color. I don't know how to describe it, but this is this is the exact color that I want in a concealer, and I just can't find this shade in any other brand. I just really like, and the coverage isn't bad, it's just not, it's not like full coverage, like Shape Tape coverage kind of thing. It's more like a medium, like everyday. So like I'm just a full coverage person. And like you can build it to full coverage and it'd be fine, but that's what you're like going for, this isn't it, you know? Last, I'll talk about the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD concealers, which are the little ones in the little squeezy tubes. I like these so much that I actually use them on clients. The shade range is big enough, but also they're affordable. They have very, very, very good coverage, and I just really, really like these. I go between using the shade Pure Beige and Medium Beige. They really are kind of my go-to. Like, if I'm like, oh, I don't know what I want to do today, I automatically reach for those. They sit really well on top of any foundation, under any powder. You can't go wrong with those, especially for $5. You can't beat it. You cannot beat it. First, I'll talk about the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is a very thick face powder. So if you have like dry skin, or if you don't have oily skin, you might not like this, because it might, make your under eyes look a little dry. But for me, I bake with this, and it's amazing. It keeps me matte. That's all I look for. I just want a full coverage matte face at all times. That's all I need. I usually get this in the shade Naturally Neutral, which is like a shade too light for me. So I just mix it with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I get the shade Medium Deep, which is actually decent enough for me on its own. Like, if I run out of the Airspun powder and I didn't realize it, I can use this by itself and be okay. But mixing this together is like my perfect shade, the perfect finish, the perfect like texture, everything. And like, I thought, oh, just like setting powder, as long as it keeps me matte, I don't really care. But because of that, I tried different powder, and some, like, they don't do what I need them to do, I don't set I don't set everything else. I just set here, my nose, and my chin, because I set the rest of my face with like a pressed foundation powder that I'm not going to talk about, just because it's the only foundation powder I use. So it's not really a 2018 favorite. It's like a holy grail, like my all-time favorite. You'll see it in like any video that I do my makeup in, because I highly doubt that I'll ever use a different foundation powder ever in my life. Next, I'm going to talk about two highlights. One I finally purchased this year, and then one is just a repurchase that I really like. But I'll talk about this one first. So this is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Topaz. This is just like the perfect highlight for my skin. It gives me like a nice, like, radiant glow. My goal when I like sit down to do my makeup is to have a matte face. So by no means do I ever intend to glow from within, because any glow from within for me is oil. It's cute. Gives me like a, a popping highlight without looking dewy, because I don't look dewy. I look oily. So, and then the other one I have to talk about is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals, and that's actually what, if this wasn't in the middle of my face, you could see it, but I'm sure you saw it in the rest of the video. But this is what I have on today, and this is what I've been using for like the past 2 months. I've had like some things like on top, but for the most part, this is what I've been wearing, and it's like $4, and it's amazing. This just sits into the skin once you especially once you set your face. So or at least for me, once I set my face with my setting spray that I'll also talk about in a little bit, it really does just sink into my skin. And if you are going for like a glow from within kind of thing, this will get you there, I promise. So next I'll talk about eyeshadow palette type 3 to talk about. If I like want to wear eyeshadow but I don't want to like think of something creative, I always do the same thing really. And all of those colors tend to be in, oh no, in this palette. And this is the Morphe 3502 palette. It's very dirty, I'm so sorry, but I use it a lot, so it makes sense. But like I said, it just has all of the colors that I gravitate to, and so I tend to just reach for this palette the most out of any other palette that I have. Next, I have the Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe, and this palette I like a lot because I can travel with it. It's really, really pretty, and it has like your neutral shades that you would need, but it also has like those pops of color in it. And I know it looks like barely touched, but I swear I play with it a lot. I really do. But like I said, I travel with this palette because then I only have to travel with one palette usually. And if I'm like out of town and I do want to do something fun, there's fun things to do in this. But if I also just want something neutral and like I can do quick and ready to go, I can grab this palette as well. The last palette I'll talk about is the Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This palette is beautiful. The metallics and the shimmer shades in that palette are so buttery and so creamy and so pigmented. You do not need to wet your brush to use them. And there's just, I really, 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 really like that palette. Like, my Modern Renaissance palette is by far my most used palette, I'm sure. If not the 3502, but those two are pretty like neck and neck. And I would say I like the Norvina palette more. Maybe not more. Probably just as much as my Modern Renaissance palette, solely for, and like the matte shades are perfectly fine too. They're easy to blend, they're super buttery and creamy. It's just the metallics in those and that take the cake by far. Next, I'll talk about mascara, and I have two to share with you. So the first is the L'Oreal Voluminous with the curved brush. There's a curved brush and a straight brush. The curved brush for me helps my lashes stay curled, and I don't really like curling my lashes. I rarely actually ever wear mascara because I hate taking it off. So I usually either wear nothing or lashes. But lately I've been wearing mascara because I've been wearing this mascara, which I'll talk about in a second. And it adds volume. The brush, I like how it separates my lashes. And it makes my lashes look fluffy, not like clumpy. Because that's the other reason I don't really like wearing mascara. I prefer my lashes to look fluffy. And then I have the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This mascara is amazing. It's disgusting. I got the little one, and I absolutely loved it so much that I bought the big one. And actually, when I went to buy the big one, because I got that one like a long time ago, I forgot how much I liked it. And then for Black Friday, I'm pretty sure, at Ulta, they had like select brands of mascara for $10, like higher end brands for $10. So I got this one because I was like, oh, I remember loving that one. Let me get it while I'm thinking about it. So I got this one, and then I got another one that I still haven't tried yet. And maybe I'll save it for like a full face of first impressions. Maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah, no, this mascara I've been wearing every day, and as I just said, I hate taking mascara off. So I just don't wear it usually. I'll wear it like occasionally, but more often than not, I don't wear it at all. And I've been wearing mascara every day. Moving forward, I'll talk about my favorite lashes. These are the Eyelure Wispy No. 117. And I usually get the 3-pack. These are like my natural lashes. These are the lashes, so remember how I said I either don't wear anything at all or I wear lashes. If I go for like an everyday kind of thing, the glue is like rattling around in here. I'm sorry. But, my like everyday go-to lashes that are like natural and like wispy. Like people ask me all the time, are they my actual lashes? I say no because they're not. But, I just really like these, and they're really, really light. Because you know, like sometimes lashes can like get heavy. And so like at the end of the day, you like start to blink a lot. I don't get that with these. They're really, really comfortable. They're easy to put, like literally pop on and go. And the band, it's not is it invisible? Oh, I guess it is invisible. I don't really know. But they're just really pretty and nice and neutral, and they you can get them individually, but I get the 3-pack and I stay stocked. I actually bought an extra pack on accident, but I'm not complaining because I'll use them at some point. Next I'll talk about brows, and I just have one thing to talk about, and that's the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in number 5. First off, I have had this brow pencil since probably September, and I'm only like halfway done with it, and I use it every day, every single day. Overall, I think I like this better than the brow. I know I like this better than the Brow Wiz. And I just don't have to use a lot. I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. It just does what I need it to do. So I'll do setting spray first. So the first one I'll talk about is the Makeup Revolution Hyaluronic Fix Hydrating and Plumping Makeup Fixing Spray. So I know that this says hydrating, and I know I went on a whole tangent about just needing to be matte, but this doesn't make me like dewy. I don't know. This just makes your skin look flawless. It settles everything into itself so nicely. I like this a lot, and like sometimes I'll use this first and then go over it with my go-to. I use this on clients though, because it looks really, really good. As far as like staying power, for me it doesn't do it. Like it makes my makeup last, but it doesn't keep me less oily. But my go-to setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I have probably 10 empties of this. I don't go through this like quickly because it's not like cheap, but this there's no other setting spray for me. There's no other setting spray that does what this does. It keeps me matte the majority of the day, settles my makeup into my skin beautifully, and everything it all just looks so good. This is just where it's at. If you have oily skin and you want all of that powder to just settle in evenly and beautifully, you're just gonna have to spend the $40 and buy this. But I bought this one, so it's like once or twice a year. When Ulta does their 21 Days of Beauty, a lot of the time they'll have like obviously their daily like sale or whatever, but then throughout those 21 days they'll have like select products that are on sale the entire time, and occasionally they'll do like a dual package of the all-nighter setting spray, and I always buy it when they do that because you get 2 for like $45. Why would I, especially if I know that I'm gonna buy it again at some point, why not buy 2? And I think they did it last year. They did it when they did it at Christmas, but this year they did it during that like the 21 Days of Beauty. I think that was like end of September or October. I really can't remember which one, but I know for sure it was one of those 2, and I just ran out of that one maybe like 2 weeks ago. I started using this one last week. So it lasts me a decent amount of time, especially I spray a lot more than I need to, really. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't get the hype behind it. I get the hype behind it. I get the hype behind it. I promise. If you don't need to. That's just more for me. It's fine. So the last thing I have to talk about are just some lip products. They all look the same, so you'll see what I tend to gravitate toward. I'm a matte liquid lipstick kind of girl, but I'm a matte girl in general. And I really prefer to like be one and done. And so I like those super drying like formulas that aren't going to go anywhere, that are super hard to take off at the end of the day. That is what I like. So that's the majority of what I have, except for this gloss. So I'll talk about, I have 3 liquid lipsticks, a lip gloss, and then a lip pencil. Oh, maybe I'll talk about the pencil first. The pencil is the matte Chestnut lip liner, and it's just like the dark brown lip liner. And I use this for any color, any like warm or nude lip color that is a little, it's like not quite the right color for me, but like I can still pull it off. Or if I just need to make a color work because it's too light or something like that, I'll line my lips with this and kind of like fill them in a little bit and then put that over it, and that usually kind of balances out the color. So first I'll talk about the OFRA long lasting liquid lipstick in the shade Americano. And I filmed a lip swatch video for these. I just don't think it'll be up before this video. But stay tuned for that if it's not. But this is like it's like a lighter, warm brown kind of color, but it has like a little bit of like a brick red in it. I don't know how to describe it. It'll be described in the blog post that goes along with that video, because I'm working hard. But yeah, I've been wearing that a lot. The only thing about the OFRA liquid lipsticks, they transfer. And I like liquid lipstick that, like I said, dries down, completely matte, not going anywhere. And it transfers like onto things, but it lasts on your lips all day because it's a more moussey formula. So I do like them, and I have a lot of them, so I wear them a lot. It's just, I just wish they didn't transfer onto stuff. That's my only thing. Next, I have the Kylie Cosmetics matte liquid lipstick in the shade Brown Sugar. And she came out with this as like the perfect nude for like deeper skin tones. And I don't think anybody deeper than me, this isn't your perfect nude. But it would be a really pretty color on you. It's just you probably have to darken it a little bit if you want it to be your perfect nude. But for me, this is my perfect nude. Like, this is literally the color of my lips. I will sometimes put Chestnut on the outside of it just to give it a little bit of a deeper tone so that it like basically is like invisible. But overall, this is my perfect nude, and I wear this a lot. Like, it's insane, actually. But it's just a really good color. She did a really good job. Next, I have the Dose of Colors liquid matte lipstick in the shade Chocolate Wasted, and it's just a really pretty, like, deep chocolate, like, rich chocolate brown. And I just wear it a lot, to be honest. And then the NYX Butter Gloss in Praline, which is what I have on my lips right now. This is beautiful. It makes your teeth look so pretty and so white, and it makes your lips look so juicy and plump, and it's so pretty. So that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and let me know if you have tried any of these products or if you plan to pick any of them up at some point. I'll link everything down below. Other than that, be sure to subscribe. Once again, I don't really have a schedule set up yet. I'm just kind of gonna post when I can. But I would like to stick to a schedule at some point. So until then, that bell will help you stay notified when I do post new videos. Stay tuned for a skincare and hair care version of this same video. Hopefully it'll be a little bit shorter than this one. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to comment down below any video ideas that you would like to see from me. All of my social medias will be linked down below as well. So be sure to follow me. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time.